Staying healthy in ministry is vitally important to fulfilling the God-given purpose for your life. Let's continue to hear more about how to stay relationally healthy.
Hey, welcome to this called video series, Healthy Pastors. In these videos, I'm going to be speaking on the topic of relational health in ministry. Man, I'm telling you what, if you don't have quality relationships in your life, then you probably won't have a quality ministry life. You know, the effectiveness of your ministry will be determined by the quality of relationships you have in your life. And I think that over the years, it has been my job and my responsibility to be so intentional of making relationships. In our world that we live in now, it's really easy for us to be connected with people online, with social media, more than in person. In fact, many psychologists are saying that social media and online relational connection gives you just enough relational intimacy that you don't pursue it in real life. The problem is that if you don't pursue quality relationships in real life, you won't have a quality ministry life. I think it's important. So for me, I've had so many best friends in ministry that has allowed me to be the person that I am today. Think about one of my good friends, Mike Santiago. He and we live 2 hours away from each other. And every single Friday, one of us drive to 2 hours to play golf. And the reason why we do that is not that we love each other. Sometimes we really don't like each other, especially on a golf course. But really the reason why we do it is because we need quality relationships. It's not even that I want quality relationships all the time. There are some seasons where I want to put my head down, grind, get better, read books, listen to podcasts, work on my ministry. And in those seasons, I have to remind myself that, Travis, these relationships are not optional. They are a requirement for kingdom healthy ministry. And I really believe that. In fact, I really believe that most leaders in ministry, they make big, grave mistakes is because they don't really have great quality relationships. I want to give you 3 ways of how to take every relationship in your life from ordinary to extraordinary. I really believe that many of us have a game plan to improve our gifts. We have a game plan to make our church better or our ministry better. Some of us have a game plan on how to make our marriage better. But do you have a game plan to make your relationships, every relationship in your life, better? I want to talk to you about these 3 things. I really believe that every relationship needs to focus on 3 things. Number 1, purpose. If you don't know your purpose, then you won't have quality relationships. In fact, for me, my purpose has allowed me to choose great relationships in my life that will add value to my purpose. Here's what I recognize, that without purpose, your relationships will be based on personality and what you or they bring to the relationship. And you want to have relationships that add to the purpose that God has over your life. You see, purpose allows you to locate the right people in the right spaces. And if you don't have the right people in the right spaces, you won't be the person that you need in your life. I remember when I was in college, I needed a certain type of person in my life. I needed someone that older to keep me accountable to my living and my integrity. I needed some friends that were peers of mine that would help me to be encouraged to keep on going in college. I remember when I was a youth pastor, I had to connect with so many other youth pastors in the area because I needed peers that was in the ministry that I was in. And so oftentimes what God does is that he adds relationships around you that will help add value to your purpose. I really believe this, that if you want to take your relationship to the next level, begin to ask God for your purpose. And when you realize your purpose, you're going to realize the kingdom connections and relationships that you need in your life. The second is this, is that you got to realize the problems that you are called to solve. I really believe this, that every person that's called, no matter into full-time ministry or maybe part-time ministry, or maybe you're working in the workforce as a ministry, no matter where you're called to, I really believe that every single one of us are called to answer a problem on this earth. I really believe this, that God sends relationships in your life to help you answer and solve those problems. If you don't know what problems that you're called to solve, then you don't know what people that you need in your life to help you to solve those problems. Recently, in our city, I live currently in Richmond, Virginia, and our city has been ran over by opioids. Many people are overdosing left and right in our city, and it is a major problem. And I really believe that me and my leadership and our church are called to answer that problem. And so I began to ask God for connections and relationships, and lo and behold, I found a missionary, an Assemblies of God missionary, who has been called to our city, that is from that city and knows all the issues of that city. And our relationship together is now being able to create ministries and strategic plans on how to address the opioid addiction problem in our city. It was a simple prayer: God, this is a problem that you called me to solve, and I need a relationship to help me solve it. And I'm telling you right now, when you pray that prayer, that's a dangerous prayer, but God will answer that prayer every single time. God, I'm called to solve this problem. Would you send me a relationship to help make that problem go away? The next thing is this, is that I really believe this, your productivity, like what you're called to do, like just your everyday life. You need people that's gonna help you come up with different ideas. I know for me, every idea I come up with is not original. Like you look at all my favorite pastors that I get to follow. I'm like, man, that was such a good idea. And they always said, and I got that idea from this person. I got this idea from that person. Oh, that idea started with that person. Then the Lord used me to kind of morph the idea. Here's what I'm saying. There are very few original ideas. And if you only live in a world of original ideas and not connect yourself with other people, you will be exhausted mentally and creatively in ministry. So this is why I strive to keep people around me that is diverse in the areas in which I'm called to live and produce, so that I can become better. I get ideas, I learn stuff constantly. One thing about having great relationships in your life is that it makes you more productive because you have fresh ideas all the time. So these three areas, your purpose, the problem you're called to solve, and the areas that you're called to be productive. If you work on those things, every relationship in your life becomes from being just ordinary to extraordinary. Hey, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you were blessed. I'd like to encourage you not to stop here. I hope you check out all the other resources that are a part of this video series, Healthy Pastors. Hey, God bless.